The IREX Residency and Citizenship Conclave is an annual show that presents investment avenues for high net worth individuals who intend to invest in international residency program and citizenship by investment opportunities. The conclave took place in New Delhi in conjunction with the 12th edition of International Real Estate Expo as well. The event witnessed the participation of leading immigration, EB5 and real estate companies from USA, Canada, Australia and Caribbean islands to UK, UAE, Cyprus, Turkey, Malta, Mauritius, Portugal, Greece, Austria, Germany, Spain, Malaysia and Thailand. The conclave brought together residency and citizenship consultants, legal consultants, government bodies, property developers and other stakeholders under one roof. A panel discussion on trending immigration by investment options across the globe was held, which was moderated by CNBC-TV18's Parikshit Luthra.
This is something that businessmen in India, professionals are closely looking at. Residency by investment options across the world. Let me begin with Arushi. Arushi, give me a sense. Canada has always been a very popular destination for Indian professionals. Now, when it comes to visa by investment, what are the options really which are available to an Indian professional and Indian businessman?
In terms of Canada, what we have to understand is immigration has always been the defining feature of the Canadian economy. And immigration has always been the most important factor to drive labor force. Right now, Canada is going through an exciting timing where the country is set to invite about 1.3 million immigrants over the next 3 years. So Canada leveled its immigration levels plan, and since the last 3 years, Canada has been inviting about 300,000 permanent residents every year. So it speaks volumes about the fact that this country values its immigrants and is in a phase where they want people to immigrate to this country.
Thanks, Arushi. Let me open this up to Tim Newman. Now, compared to a country like Canada, what kind of investment options do people have when it comes to Germany and Turkey?
Investing in Germany has a requirement to bring a benefit to the economy, and it is totally open. So this can mean anything from having a restaurant, because that can be an advantage as well if it is well packaged, up to pharma companies, production companies, whatever. The advantage here is for the investor that you invest in your own company. You invest in what you do. You invest what you can do and further your income with that. So you not just have a passive investment like buying an apartment, even though that is easy and doable and other countries offer these options. In Germany you do a business investment, and that is what you do, and that is what the authorities expect from you.
Let me get in Megan right now. Megan, what are the major trends that you're seeing in immigration across the globe, especially when it comes to immigration from India to other nations, Malta specifically?
With Malta, we see a high demand of interest from Indian investors. They're looking to Malta for better education for their children. We see investors looking to start up business in Malta, but also in Europe, and also as an option for ease of access for travel within Europe as well. So we see a lot of demand for various reasons, and because of that, Malta has put together a series of programs, and in fact are really the leaders in investment migration in Europe, I think. We offer both citizenship by investment and also permanent residence by investment. So they're separate options, separate opportunities, and of course they have different investment requirements for each of those. We also offer a Nomad residence permit as well, which again is catering for somebody who is working remotely but would like to live in Europe, would like to avail themselves of being within Malta and Europe in general. We also offer tax-driven programs such as the Global Residence Permit for third country nationals. So Malta really does offer indeed a number of programs to meet the objectives of differing investors.
Let me also get in Navdeep at this point. Navdeep, you have been helping several families obtain second citizenship in the Caribbean. How popular is this as a destination, and what are the options that are really available to Indian businessmen?
In terms of Caribbean, well, to be very honest, Indians who live in India, they haven't really jumped on the Caribbean, the second citizenship wagon heavily, but rather the trend heavily into second passports from the Caribbean. One particular program is Grenada, because Grenada has an E2 treaty with the United States. So it makes it kind of easier for them to get an early entry into US using the E2, which something they couldn't do with an Indian passport, right? And those of you who have been kind of either waiting in queue to qualify for an EB5 or have heard about EB5 and are interested in the United States, it's interesting to know that a Grenada passport could actually get you into US early, and while you're waiting for your EB5, you could be, establishing a residency based on a business. So Grenada passport, I would say, is the key program which is popular among the Indian community, and it has various investment options.
David, just to bring you in, especially on Portugal, what are the growth trends that you've been seeing with regard to Indians immigrating to Portugal?
Portugal is booming with the Indian investors for a simple reason that people don't have to relocate immediately. There is a natural trend of people for the past years to want to find job opportunities outside of India, but Portugal is the solution for the investors because it does not require the investors to move to Portugal immediately. So basically, you can get the residence permit with a minimum stay of 14 days every 2 years, and that allows you to continue your normal life and have the investment and secure the future of your families, having access to free health care, to free education, all benefits of holding a Portuguese residence permit, which then after 5 years can be converted into a permanent residence or into a citizenship. So that's mostly the biggest attraction of Portugal in terms of benefits, but Portugal not only is booming on attraction because of the fact that it does not oblige you to relocate immediately, is also booming because the market is booming itself. The real estate market is having an overperformance. For the past 8 years, is growing more than 10% a year, and is continuing at this pace. At the moment, we are overseeing Americans relocating to Portugal, so basically the market is under pressure from both directions, from America direction and from Asia direction. So basically, we are growing very fast.
Okay, Mark, let me get you in at this stage. What are the major trends that you see when it comes to immigration by investments, especially when it comes to Italy or other countries in Europe? And compared to India, which are the countries from where you're seeing the highest amount of immigration into Europe?
In terms of trends, I was listening to what you were talking about, trade agreements, really interesting topic right now. You mentioned the E2 visa. We do a lot of E2 visas. We do a lot of Grenada E2 visas. So I slightly disagree. We see a lot of Grenada in India right now because people want to get that E2 visa. It's a great way to go. It's a trade agreement. It's a trade visa with the United States. Great program, Grenada. Of all of the countries in Europe, I think Italy is the sort of hidden gem. They have a Nomad visa, someone was talking about. They have all kinds of investment opportunities, and bluntly, because of marketing blunders on behalf of the Italian government, they don't market it very well. But you'll find that they welcome you in there. There is a golden visa type program, but the ability to start a little business in Italy and move there, if you take a look at the price of some of the real estate, it's a pretty attractive place to the point you'll find a lot of Americans going there right now.
Let me also get in Samir at this point. Samir, you oversee the EB5 affiliate network. Give me a sense of some of the broad trends that you see, and to all the professionals, businessmen who are sitting in our audience, what is the kind of advice that you'd like to give?
US, as of today, offers the largest marketplace in the world. You want, if you are looking at starting your own business, doing a startup, you want access to capital. And again, there's no better place than the US if you want access to capital. just the quality of life. It gives you access to great education, opportunities to work and live. And I think because of that, we see a lot of people having, making a medium to long-term decision to move to the US to tap these opportunities.
MP Singh, sorry to keep you waiting. We haven't discussed Australia yet. Australia, a very popular destination among working professionals across all professions, all businesses. What is the kind of growth that you've seen over the years?
Australia is a country which allows you to come to Australia without investing anything. They are after your talent. They are not after your money. What I mean by that is, you can apply for a business migration visa by having a turnover in this country. In India, if you have a turnover of 3.5 crores plus in your business from last 2 years, your net assets are 6.5 CR or above, you are eligible for business migration program. Now, the minimum investment that the government requires is 1.75 CR, which has to happen in your own business after you get the visa. If you want to move from here to Australia, you can move in 90 days, just on the basis of your skill that you have.
Thank you very much for joining us here on this program.